I was born January 26th, 1931.
Mm-hmm.
My mom may have had assistance from a midwife. Most of the babies at that time were. And it's possible that a doctor in Greenfield by the name of Dr. Bulger delivered me. I don't think that was ever explained to me. But he was always our family doctor when I was small. He may have been able to make it to Wrights. See, we lived probably 10 miles. Wrights was a tiny town. And it was about 10 miles to Greenfield where our doctor was located.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dad was married, met my mother when he was in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And he got 2 for 1. Her mother came with my mom back to Wrights and lived with us for the remaining time in her life, which was many, many years. Went to Japan. The 24th Infantry Division was practically annihilated in Korea. They were the first division there. They were overrun by the Chinese. And the survivors moved back to Japan, and I was very fortunate. I was a replacement in that, and we were in reserve as a full division for the entire until the entire end of the Korean War. So I stayed in Japan throughout the Korean War, and was very fortunate to the way it turned out. I'd come to Carrollton and she'd be sitting in the car. Yeah, that's probably. Of course, I knew her, but when I'd be in the restaurant or wherever it was, when I'd come out, she'd be sitting in the car. Too bad she's not here now. She'd have a lot to say about it.
That's right.
But anyway, that's how it happened. I'm not sure what inspired her to sit in the car, but that's where she'd be sitting, waiting sometimes. Passing around uptown and see my car there.
In Carrollton?
Yes. I was probably on a business trip, which is a big lie. But anyway, when I'd come out, she'd be sitting in the car smiling, and we'd talk, and that's the way we became acquainted. In a Henry or something, and she remembered. I wish she was here to explain this, but maybe that wouldn't be so good. As I look back now, probably the day we were married, the day each of our 2 children were born were very good days, but that would have never happened had it not been. So I would have to say the best day of my life was our marriage. Tiny little wedding, not very many people there. I think I was late showing up. I forgot the reason, but I thought up a good reason. I was late though that day, but I can't remember exactly what happened, but they held things up till I showed up. I was a pretty important part of it. Very important. Hotter than heck. But I'd say that we were there for probably 2 or 3 years. And I'd say that even as hot as it was up there in that upstairs apartment with a flat roof, and a long stairway coming down on the outside, an old steel stairway. I'd have to say that those were good years, even though it was probably only a couple of them. No air conditioner. The rent was $50 a month with the heat furnished, and the electricity was furnished. Both, they were all. See, it was upstairs above a body shop. The body shop, of course, that's a car repair, and they was hammering and beating around down there all day long. And I was trying to sleep, but I was working midnights. but we managed okay. Then we left that place and rented a little house that's still standing on 3rd Street. The rent went down there. It was only $40 a month, but no heat or electricity was furnished. They furnished it in the other one because it was all together with that body shop that was underneath. That was a terrible place to live above that body shop. Especially if you was working shift work. We lived there probably 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
We lived there and saved Carol's pay. Every dime she made went in the bank.
Uh-huh.
We spent mine.
Okay.
When we got to $7,100, I borrowed $3,000 from my dad, the only debt I've ever had in my life. That made $10,100, and we built this house that we're sitting in now for $10,100. And we had Dad's $3,000 paid back in short order with both of us working, so we really never had any debt.
Yeah.
I'd have to say that I looked forward to it. I looked forward to spending the rest of my life with Carol here at home. So I was pleased when it came. It had been a long, hard grind.
Yeah.
It's the refinery's about 40 miles from where I live. The trip back and forth every day, 3 shifts a day, 7 days a week. Of course, there were days off, but I was rotating so that I was working 7 days a week. And it was a relief to me to have have the years. I enjoyed it. I'd have to say my job was good, very good. But I was ready for a new adventure of staying home.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed those years too.
Yeah. And
My family.
Uh-huh.
I think that's probably my greatest accomplishment. If I've had any great accomplishments, and I would say that certainly is a good accomplishment. I'm very proud of my 2 sons and my deceased wife. This might sound unusual, but I don't know of anything. I don't know of anything. I don't have any regrets that I know of.
That's good.
I can't think of any.
And
I did the best I could, and that's about it. No, I can't really think of anything. I'm very well satisfied with my life. I don't know a lot that I would change. Very, very little, if anything. I'm satisfied